Okay, welcome everybody. Hopefully I've got everything set up here. You can hear me. Everything's good. And I apologize for the lighting. I have an interesting house. We live in a log house and lighting is not great. So we're just doing the best we can with what we have. But today what I want to talk to you about is summertime and essential oils. And you notice I have no makeup on. And that's kind of how we do in the summer, right? We are going to the pool, enjoying time outside, and we tend to be a little more natural. So today I'm going to talk about essential oils in summertime. I know you've probably heard about the skinny dip. Skinny dip is great in the summertime, but it is very important to know which oils are photosensitive. So if you use these oils topically and you go out in the sun, you're likely to burn where you wouldn't normally. There are several, and basically it's anything that's a citrus. So lemon is a photosensitive oil, orange, tangerine, grapefruit. These are all in the skinny dip bath. So if you're going to do a skinny dip, don't plan to go back out into the sun right away. Typically we do the skinny dip at night anyway. So if you're not getting back into the sun until that afternoon, the next day, then you're probably fine. Some people say 12 hours, some people say 24, but it's just important to be aware and watch to make sure that you're not burning if you've used any of the citrus oils within the last 24 hours. So that's one thing that I definitely wanted to mention because it's not something everybody knows. I will say that our Ameo lime is not photosensitive because of the way it's distilled. Bergamot is another one that I didn't mention. Bergamot tends to even be more photosensitive than some of the other ones, so be really careful with that one. But if you know you're not going out in the sun, a skinny dip is great. And I didn't even get a jar over here to show you, but basically we use a combination of the oils, and I don't have the camera angled so that you can see them. There's actually a kit that's designed around skinny dipping, and there's a recipe out there. We can post the recipe, but skinny dipping is a great thing to do in the summer if you're exercising and you're sore. That detox bath with Epsom salts and fractionated coconut oil and a combination of oils that help with aches and pains and the detoxing and taking extra fluid off. That's really important. Grapefruit is great for that. So if you tend to swell more in the summertime, grapefruit will help. You can make a lotion with it. Some people use it internally. I think it works just as well as a lotion. Rub it on where you're swelling. Make a lotion and you can apply it to your hands. I make a body butter. Several different blends actually, but the body butter is, let's see if I can open this up for you and let you see it. The body butter is a combination of solid oils and a little bit of a liquid oil. You melt them all together. You let them mix together well, take them off the heat, let them cool a little bit. I actually will put them in the freezer to speed the process. When it starts to cool and form a skin on top, you put I use a hand mixer and just will mix and mix and mix until it starts to get fluffy. It almost looks like egg whites. And once I get it all mixed up and it's cool, then I add the essential oils. That way I'm not applying heat to the oils if you put the essential oils in while it's still hot. Some of them will evaporate. Some of them will break down with heat, so I don't put the essential oils in it. But I make a body butter called Acre Way. It's amazing. And they're all oils, the bases are all oils that are really good for your skin. So you can apply it to dry elbows, people that have joint issues, it really helps. I also make salves, and this is a salve that I make. We call it boo-boo salve. If you notice, it's kind of green, and you can put lots of different things in your boo-boo salves. A very simple one would be to do something similar to your body butter and add peppermint and tea tree and lavender and frankincense. That's a good combination of oils that kind of covers all the bases. So you could do that and put it in a body butter base. This is more of a salve, so it's soft. My base oil is olive oil, and with my olive oil I use some herbs and I infuse those in the olive oil. So I'll warm the olive oil just barely warm, maybe 110 degrees tops. You don't get it really warm. What I do is I will put a pot on the stove, Put it in a glass measuring cup. Get the water warm. Keep it at the lowest temperature on the stove top. Never let the water boil. And just keep that olive oil warm. And then I add my herbs. I use plantain, and it's not the green banana-looking thing. Plantain, a weed from the backyard, will help with inflammation. It will help with keep you from getting infections. It's just really a great herb. We've used plantain poultices for things like snake bites with dogs. It's just amazing stuff all by itself. So I infuse my olive oil. I also use a blend that Dr. Christopher's is the brand, called BFC Bone Flesh Cartilage. It's got a lot of different herbs in it that support healing. So I'll infuse those, and then I'll strain it through a cheesecloth, put it back in my glass container, and then I'll add beeswax. Sorry about that, beeswax. And you add the beeswax and you let the beeswax melt. Again, you don't want to get it really hot because you've added those herbs to it, but you melt the beeswax in with your olive oil, and once that's melted, then you take it off the heat, and it will start to thicken pretty quickly. As soon as it cools, it will start to thicken, and you can adjust how solid your salve is based on how much beeswax that you use, and everybody likes it a different solidness. I use about 1/4 of a cup of beeswax to a cup of liquid oil. Anyway, you let that start to solidify, and then you add your essential oils to that, and then you can just pour it into your little tubs. I like these because they travel well. You can keep them in your purse. This is a 10 milliliter one. I have made them even as small as 3 milliliter. They're just great, and it doesn't take much, and it's soft enough that you're not having to dig it and rub it to get it to melt, but it also is got enough beeswax in it that it doesn't melt and puddle everywhere in the heat in the summertime. So I love this. It's great for bug bites. It's great for cuts or scrapes or burns. Almost like a all-natural neomycin, or I can't even, we don't use any kind of antibiotic creams or anything like that, so I can't even think of the name of it, but it's a great alternative to use to keep things from getting infected. So if you have bug bites or whatever, use that. I think all of us have some exposure to bugs, flies, mosquitoes. Some of us live in areas where ticks are really bad. So you can use a combination of oils to help. You can do bug repellents. You can, I like to do, I soak my dog collars in water with some lemongrass and Atlas cedar wood mixed in that water, and let the collar soak, and it's a good repellent. Lemongrass is amazing. I have used it not just to repel ticks, but it'll actually kill ticks. So you can apply it neat around your ankles, or even if you don't want to put it on your skin, neat, because it can, some people are more sensitive to it than others. It doesn't bother me, but you can also put it on your socks, and it will keep ticks from getting on you. Another great oil to have around if you have tick issues is tea tree. Tea tree is an oil that I'm told, and I don't know this for sure, but it makes sense. If you can catch a tick right after it's bitten you and you use a tea tree, it will kill any kind of virus or bacteria that is in that location. As long as it hasn't been embedded for more than 24 hours, use tea tree. You don't have to worry about any secondary infections from tick bites. So we use that one a lot. Another one that I've heard a lot of people use, tea tree actually will also cause a tick to release. So if you've got one you're having a hard time getting out, tea tree will help. A lot of people use peppermint for the same thing. Peppermint is another one that's great to have around. I like peppermint and lavender. I keep several bottles in several different places. Lavender is great for burns. It's also great for bug bites. It's great to stop itching. Peppermint is great for injuries. So if you smash your finger, smash your toe, and you apply some peppermint. Again, peppermint can be a hot oil. It's not something to use on young children. After they're 3, I still would dilute it. You dilute it for yourself, but if you have an injury that's really hurts, you can apply peppermint and it'll stop burning almost immediately. It's also great to cool off. So if you're in a situation where it's really hot and you need to cool off. You just take your peppermint. Again, I use it neat when I'm using a very small amount. Some people are sensitive. You just kind of have to test for yourself. But I will just, notice how I'm not putting my finger on the top of the bottle. I don't want to contaminate the bottle with my body oils, and I just drip that all over the place. But if you apply it to the back of your neck, it's almost like you have your own personal air conditioner. A lot of people that are at that place in life where they're close to menopause but not quite there and they're having hot flashes will use peppermint. Cypress is also good for that. Cypress will stop a hot flash instantly. But this will just cool you. Cypress doesn't cool you off, but it will just stop a hot flash. So peppermint is great for that. It's also just great to smell. It just has a really uplifting smell. Will open up your sinuses if you have sinus issues with seasonal allergies or that sort of thing. Peppermint is great. Peppermint and lavender, if you mix them together in a body oil, are great if you have a sunburn. So we have an amazing body oil. It's great for after sun application. Anyway, this is good for after sun application too. But if you're using a body oil of any type, or you have a sunburn, you can use a carrier oil. My preference is coconut oil, fractionated coconut oil, because it is a very light carrier. It doesn't leave a greasy feel, and it doesn't interfere with your absorption of the essential oils. But I use 2 parts lavender to 1 part peppermint, and we'll just add it to, I mean, it doesn't have to be a huge amount. A big bottle like this, if you added 10 drops of lavender, 5 drops of peppermint, it would be great for a sunburn, or just an after body oil. So you want to take care of your skin. That's really important. Another thing that I meant to have here that I don't have over here is our 2-minute miracle gel. A 2-minute miracle gel is amazing for your skin. So you're getting a lot of sun exposure. Your skin gets dried out. It gets maybe a little bit flaky. Some people struggle with eczema more in the summer because they're more exposed to chlorine in pools, or just the heat in general will aggravate eczema. So you can use that 2-minute miracle gel not just on your face. You might use it on your elbows. If your elbows are dry, use it on your feet. We've got some amazing pictures of using it on dried feet and cracking feet. It just feels so good, and it's refreshing, and the aloe really gives your skin a special treat in the summertime. So there's so many things that you can do with essential oils. I had out the whole selection that goes in the skinny dip bath. And of course, in the summertime, we are exposing a little more skin, and we want things to be tight and less cellulite and that sort of thing. Trim and tone all by itself, you would still, I like to dilute everything. Unless I'm doing something like I just did with the peppermint to cool off, or I have an injury that I'm treating acutely, I'm going to dilute things because it's going to work just as well. You're just going to absorb it a little bit slower, so you're still going to get the same benefit. So you dilute, trim and tone, and you can apply it to your tummy to tighten up that skin. You might apply it to your thighs or your hip area if you've got some extra cellulite. Tangerine mixed in with that. This one, trim and tone, has a lot of citrus oils in it already, but add a little extra tangerine because it is known for its ability to help reduce cellulite. That's a great combination of oils to apply in what we call your troubled areas. So lots of different things that we can do with essential oils in the summertime. Again, remember about your photosensitive oils. Take the time to skinny dip. For me, I don't have time to go to the spa. It's amazing that it's quiet and we haven't had any interruptions, because I think all of you know I have 14 kids, and it's been really quiet this summer. I've only had 4 at home, and today there's only 2, and I'm surprised we haven't had interruptions. I was watching Micah's little video that she did on peppermint, and it was so cute watching her little boys just wanting to help, and I'm used to having that help all the time, so I'm surprised I haven't had interruptions. But with children, just be careful. do research, make sure that the oils that you're using are safe for kids. Most of the ones that I mentioned today, aside from peppermint, are okay for children. Pro Shield is another one. We use it a lot. I use it to clean with. We have our foaming soap that's already diluted for cleaning. It's amazing. You don't just wash hands with it. You can clean your kitchen with it. It cleans stainless steel. It's amazing stuff. But the Pro Shield is another one that you would dilute. But if you've got a bug in the house, peppermint for stomach virus is amazing. But just any kind of a viral bug, you could diffuse Pro Shield. I tend to use the beadlets a lot. We have Pro Shield beadlets, the peppermint beadlets. Those are 2 beadlets that I keep in my purse all the time, just to freshen breath or maybe wake me up a little bit. Peppermint is great for that. And so there's just lots of different things that we can use our oils for. In summertime, you're looking for ways to repel bugs. Skincare is important. And I mentioned a couple that are great for bugs, but lemongrass is not necessarily all you would put in a bug spray. I'm so excited about our citronella. Mine hasn't come yet, but we have a kit, $55 and 50 PV, which is a great deal, where you get your fractionated coconut oil, you get clove, which is a bug repellent, you get citronella and patchouli, and those 3 mixed together make a really nice smelling bug repellent that the bugs don't like the smells of. So Atlas cedarwood is another one that's great for bug repelling. A lot of people use lavender and peppermint. Tea tree, that's another one that is really good for bug repelling. And ants, a lot of people struggle with ants. I use cinnamon powder, but you could probably also use cinnamon oil to repel ants if you have ant issues. Take it with you on a picnic and have it there with you. It's a little bit easier to carry than your cinnamon, and it doesn't make a big mess. So those are just a couple things to do with essential oils in the summertime. I hope you're enjoying your summer and getting lots of time outside. I hope you're protecting your skin. I've started making my own skin sunscreen. We have not added I can't remember, titanium dioxide. We haven't added that to it, so it's more of a lower SPF, mixing some natural oils. But look for ways that you can detox your house. Look for ways that you can avoid using chemicals. Clean with essential oils. I use lemon a lot and Pro Shield a lot for cleaning. There's just so many things that you can do that will be healthier for your family, and you'll be able to enjoy the summer without using all those toxic chemicals that are in bug sprays and in sunscreens and sun care products. So I hope this has been helpful. I am going to start doing more demos on my essential oil page. I'm probably going to do the Boo Boo Salve soon. Body butter, I need to do that so people can see exactly how to whip it, because that's a key, is learning how to whip it. And I'm also going to do a deodorant, because I like to add frankincense to my deodorant, and I add determination to my deodorant. We call it Save the Tatas. So it's time for me to make some. I will probably do a how-to video on my essential oil page. If you're not already following that page, I would encourage you to do that and watch her videos coming up. And thank you again for joining me on a busy Saturday, and hopefully you've gotten some value out of this. And thank you, Candace, for putting this together. I know it's hard and everybody's busy on Saturday, but I know that there's so much value that people get out of hearing from different ladies about how they manage their summers and how they build their business and keep their families healthy. So thank you again for doing that, and you guys have a great day.